Hello, welcome to Math with Mr. Dobrescu to the rescue. Today we are going to write expressions using exponents. So let's take a look at our first example here. We have write each product using exponents, and we have A and B. For A we have -7 in a parenthesis times -7 in a parenthesis and times -7 in a parenthesis. Because we multiplied -7 3 times, our answer is -7 to the power of 3. And again, the reason is -7 has been used as a product 3 times. So because -7 has been used as a product 3 times, its exponent is 3. Its exponent is 3. Let's take a look at example B now here. So we have pi times pi times r times r times r. And again, pi times pi can be written as pi to the second power, and times r can be written as r to the third power. And the same thing, because pi has been used as a product 2 times. Pi has been used as a product 2 times, and r has been used as a product 3 times. Please remember that when a term is used as a product, in this case 2 times, we can write as pi to the second power and then times r to the third power. Okay? So because pi has been used as a product 2 times, its exponent is 2. And because r has been used as a product 3 times, its exponent is 3. Let's take a look at another example here. Here we have to evaluate each expression. And for the first one we have -4 in a parenthesis. Please remember that -4 is in a parenthesis, which means that the base is -2. So the base is -2 here because it's surrounded by parentheses. And now -2 to the 4th power means the 4 is telling us how many times we have to multiply the -2. So in this case we have to multiply the base 4 times. So -2 times -2 times -2 and times -2. And now we are doing 2 at a time. So we know that negative times a negative becomes a positive, and 2 times 2 becomes 4. The same thing here, negative times a negative becomes a positive, and 2 times 2 becomes 4. And finally, we have to multiply 4 times 4, and 4 times 4 gives us 16. Okay, so the first one, the answer is 16. Now let's take a look at the second example. And I want you guys to put a star by this problem. Please put a star by this problem, because when we have a negative with no parenthesis and then a base, it means that our base is 2. So in this case, the base is 2, not -2, just 2, which means negative is going to stay in our answer. So we have negative, and now we have to multiply 2 4 times. 2 times 2 times 2 and times 2. Please remember this aspect, because many students are making this mistake. When we have -2 outside, many students still believe that the answer should be +16. So now you know that the base is 2 and negative is going to stay in the answer because we don't have parentheses surrounding the negative and the base. Okay, so let's multiply the same thing. 2 times 2 becomes 4. Here the same thing, 2 times 2 becomes 4, and 4 times 4 becomes 16. But please remember, negative is going to carry in our answer. So the final answer is negative 16 in this case. Please, again, see the distinction between negative 2 surrounded by parentheses and negative 2 without parentheses. We are going to have two different answers, positive 16 and negative 16. Let's take a look at our final example here. Here we have 3 plus 2 times 3 to the 4th power. And the second example, we have 3 to the 3rd power minus 8 squared divided by 2. Now in this case, again, we have to use the lovely acronym PEMDAS, okay? Because we have order of operations. And you know how important order of operations are, and we need to follow that order, okay? So let's write the acronym by the side of our paper, PEMDAS. And you see I'm grouping multiplication and division and addition and subtraction, because here we are going to go from left to right. And let's take a look at the first example. Remember, we don't have any parentheses, so no parentheses. Okay, but we have exponents. 3 to the 4th power means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, everything else stays the same. So let's rewrite 3 to the 4th power as 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So we have 3 plus 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 and times 3. And now again we are going to multiply those 3's. We do 2 at a time. 3 times 3 becomes 9. 3 times 3 becomes 9. And 9 times 9 becomes 81. So 3 to the 4th power becomes 81. So now from the beginning, we have 3 plus 2 times and 81. Okay? Let's retract a little bit again. We got the answer for 3 to the 4th power, which is 81. And now we have addition and multiplication, and we know that multiplication comes before addition, so we have to multiply 21 times 2 times 81 and see what we get. So we have 81 times 2, 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 8, 16. So here we get 3 and then plus 162. And finally, if we add 3 plus 162, we get 165 as our answer. Let's continue with our last example here. And again, 3 to the 3rd power, we got to break it down into 3 factors. 3 has been multiplied 3 times, right? So we have 3 times 3 times 3 minus a to the 2nd power means a times 8. And then we have to divide by 2. So again, we do 2 at a time. 2 at a time. 3 times 3 becomes 9. And then 9 times 3 becomes 27. So here we have 27 minus 8 times 8 becomes 64. And then divided by 2. And now we have subtraction and addition, subtraction and division, And we know that division comes before subtraction, so we have to divide those two numbers first. 64 divided by 2. Half of 64 becomes 32. So here we have 27 minus 32. Think about this. I owe you $32, right? The same thing. I owe you $32, but I'm only giving you back $27. How much money I still owe you? And of course, I still owe you $5. So the final answer is -5. I hope this video helped you a little bit how to use exponents and how to evaluate expressions using exponents and using the order of operation. And again, we use PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear and Sally. And then we worked step by step. Thank you again for watching. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. All the best to you.